Hi, I'm Steve.
And I'm Sandy, and we're two Tenderfoot tourists. Welcome to another October edition of Two Tenderfoot Tourists, episode 64, the one about real-life spooky thrills, spills, and chills, part 2.
Once again, we've come back for a part 2 for our October Two Tenderfoot Tourist series. Is it a series? Is that what we said?
October edition.
October edition.
It's a saga.
It's a saga. And Jason is again with us on part 2, talking about all kinds of theme park shenanigans.
Theme park shenanigans, I like that. Yes.
That'll make you scary, question with whether or not you should be on that roller coaster or in that theme park.
That's
because
right.
if you're a person who is like squeamish when it comes to spooky things, then you probably shouldn't go to these theme parks.
I may ruin
right?
some rides for you.
May ruin
You know what's
some.
funny?
I hope so.
I know I did not do nearly the research you guys do. You guys always do more than me, I'll tell you that.
Not that much.
But it was interesting to me, just a little bit that I did look up. I'm finding, first of all, that there are theme parks that have had zero supervision, and they've had so many bad things happen. And then I had found that there's just so many stories. There's so many
Action
stories.
Park.
It amazed me, the amount of stories that are out there.
Tell our listeners about Action Park, because we were talking about that before the show.
Oh, yeah, well, I didn't actually look it up, so I'm flying by the seat of my pants, but Action Park was, I believe it was in New Jersey.
In the 80s?
In the 80s, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe 70s, but I think in the 80s. And they were just notorious for having just crazy, I guess, rides or attractions or whatever that you could just get hurt on. And that was part of the appeal, was if you could survive some of the rides. Like, just crazy stuff like you'd see stunt people doing. They would, have a rope that swung up into the water that's like an inch deep, or,
Oh my.
I'm exaggerating.
Well, I was going to say, didn't you tell me it was the first ever theme park, or was it considered a theme park? Amusement park.
That would be an amusement park.
Amusement park, sorry. Amusement park that had a water ride.
Water slide.
A water slide.
With a 360-degree loop. I'm not even joking.
Okay, I found a little excerpt about that
Action
because
Park.
that's
Okay,
one of the
read.
things I looked up.
Yeah.
And it said, New Jersey's Action Park boasted perhaps the worst reputation of any amusement park in history.
Yeah.
The place was a perfect storm of unsafe rides, drunken patrons,
Free beer for everybody.
and disinterested teenage employees. Countless injuries were suffered on the park's water slides. At least 6 people were killed during the park's history, including 3 drownings, an electrocution, and a heart attack allegedly caused by the shock of frigid water beneath a rope swing.
Wow.
One
electrocution?
man, oh my goodness. One man died when the car he was riding on leapt off the Alpine slide, causing him to smash his head on a rock. By 1998, the crushing weight of lawsuits forced the owners to close down Action Park. A few years later, it was reopened in a sanitized version as Mountain Creek, with a new emphasis on safety and the reckless and sinister history buried beneath signs and regulations.
They probably didn't make any money when they got all this safety stuff.
Yeah,
It may not exist anymore.
Yeah. Wow. I just thought that was a fascinating story.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't believe a park. I guess it makes sense that a park would act like that would exist.
Oh, it's infamous. Yes.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah. That reminds me. So I was going to get to this later, but now is probably a good time.
Oh, okay.
So what's widely considered to be the scariest, most dangerous roller coaster in the history of the world, is the Crystal Beach Cyclone. That was in Ontario in, the early 1900s. Mm-hmm. It was built by legendary, roller coaster designer Harry Traver. I love that name, Harry Traver. And, it was so scary that they had a nurse on duty. Did we talk about this last time?
Yes, we talked about it.
This sounds really familiar.
On duty. And, well, here, let me read you a little excerpt.
Is that any relation to crystal meth?
Yes, totally.
Totally. Okay, I'm just checking.
Okay, no, here it is. So,
Checking my sources.
Okay, so Crystal Beach Cyclone.
Yes.
Right?
It is still called the Crystal Beach Cyclone that you're talking about, right?
Yeah, it doesn't exist.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It was the cyclone at Crystal Beach, so it's known in history as the Crystal Beach Cyclone.
Okay.
So, during its heyday, this legendary coaster was so intense that 5% of the people who rode on it passed out.
Oh my God.
requiring that a nurse be on duty at the station.
Wow.
Now, they say, the nurse on duty, and people are probably like, I'm going to go ride that if it's so intense. But part of the story is that they just did that for the publicity.
Oh, okay.
It was come ride.
It would work.
Scariest, I'd be there.
It would totally work.
5% of people died on that. No, you said passed out. Not died.
I know.
Yes.
Wow, Steve.
This is how those rumors get started.
Yeah.
And
just
everything's
tell Steve
becoming...
to repeat what you said and then
Right,
the rumor
yeah.
starts.
It's like, what is a telephone game,
Yeah, so by the time we're at the end of this episode, we're going to have like a guy's head explode like fire in the hole. It just blew off unexpectedly.
And snakes came out.
And snakes ate his head off.
Yes, exactly. This is how rumors get started.
Yeah. No, now, there was another roller coaster.
Oh, okay.
That was, I think if I remember correctly, this was one of the Crystal Beach Cyclone's sister coasters. This was the Lightning at Revere Beach.
Oh.
So during its second night of operation, a woman rider became hysterical and jumped to her death.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine? You're so scared, I'm going to end it all, or I'm going to jump out. I'd rather jump and see what happens than finish this roller coaster.
My goodness.
Yeah. So it's second night.
All right.
Its second day it was open. The ride was closed for 20 minutes while the body was removed.
Oh my God.
During which time hundreds of people watched, some notably impatient to ride.
Oh my gosh.
Hurry up and get that body off the track. I want to ride this.
When did you say this happened and were you in line?
Yeah.
No, this long before my time. This would have been in the early 1900s. The ride went away in 1933.
And what was the name of it again?
The Lightning, the Revere Beach Lightning.
The Revere, and where's Revere Beach?
Did
you say Revere Beach or?
Revere, R-E-V-E-R-E.
Yeah.
I want to say like New York-ish.
New York?
Somebody. Somewhere,
Sandy's on our Google.
Sandy's
jumping on the Google. Sandy Google.
You can keep talking, I'll come back.
No pressure.
Yeah.
So, during its turbulent 6-year history, there were countless injuries to riders, including broken bones, fractured ribs, and facial injuries.
Wow, facial injuries?
It's
one of those like mid-ride braking.
Yeah, the brakes make your head.
Wow.
Have you seen Hot Shots whenever they get onto the tarmac and they stop their jets and they go, their head hits.
That's funny. I don't care who you are.
No, that is hilarious.
Wow.
So, eventually there were more people watching than riding, and because the ride was no longer profitable, it was torn down in 1933.
Oh, wow.
Is M.A. Massachusetts? Is that right?
Massachusetts, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you're asking if MN...
No, is M.A. Massachusetts?
I think yes, MA is Massachusetts.
Then it is in Massachusetts.
That's probably right. So, now how awesome would that one have been? So, this roller coaster can cause broken bones,
yes,
facial injuries,
yes,
and fractured ribs. Sign me up.
Sign me up.
Where do I get in line?
That's insane.
So, yeah, I wonder if there was any ghosts or anything haunting that.
Yeah,
ride.
I was thinking that whenever we were going through it, I was like, I wonder if there's any ghosts.
There's gotta be a story or two for that one.
Yeah, that many injuries. I mean, you'd think.
Yeah.
Well, and you think
because
too,
of all the pain. My nose itches really bad. It's all that cocaine I do. Go ahead.
There's probably at least one ghost named Flat Nose Susie.
Flat Nose
Susie.
A ghost of Flat Nose Susie.
You know, you'd think though, I don't know why it just dawned on me, but if these people get killed on these rides and, you know, they get to come back, you know, and haunt the rides, why aren't they telling people like, don't ride this?
No
you know,
doubt, yeah.
Like,
instead of smiling and sitting next to them saying, hey, what do you want for Christmas, little boy?
because that's what ghosts say.
Yeah.
They look like Santa Claus.
They look like Santa Claus.
Come
I'm
sit on
stuck
my
on
lap.
that. Yeah. It's like, not all right.
So, yeah, there you go. Supposedly the scariest roller coaster ever built. Or two of them, I guess. We were talking about two different ones. But.
That's true. And they're no longer there, but I'd like to know if there's any ghosts in that area. Hey, if anybody's listening and you're in that area, let us know if there's any ghosts and spirits there. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah, I'm sure there's
stories.
I'm sure there's no stories at all.
None?
About ghosts, period. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, wow.
Just kidding.
Wow, it's like, wow, you got all this knowledge.
That's what you call sarcasm.
Oh, it's like, what's sarcasm? Okay, so, where were we going? You said you had one called the Raven.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there is a roller coaster in, Santa Claus, Indiana.
Oh, that's right, Santa Claus, Indiana.
And it's a park that's called Holiday World. And it is a theme park because every part of the park is themed to a different holiday. So they've got like Christmas land, Thanksgiving land. They've got a Halloween land.
Oh, wow.
And they've got a roller coaster there called the Raven. And the Raven was, when it was built in the 90s, it wasn't the biggest, the tallest, the fastest, anything, but it won all kinds of awards, as one of the just best roller coasters you could ride. Yeah. It was a wooden roller coaster. And, it just, the pacing, the elements, just, it was, I've never rode it, I'd love to, but it was just considered, almost a perfect little roller coaster. Like I said, it was it's in their Halloween land, has the distinction of being the only Edgar Allan Poe themed roller coaster in the world.
Oh.
True story.
That is cool.
It's called the Raven.
The Raven.
I always love Edgar Allan Poe stories.
Yeah.
They're the creepiest things. They're great.
Yeah. I've only read a few, but yeah. So the Raven, has some interesting facts. And again, this is from the Ripley's Believe It or Not book that line up with Edgar Allan Poe in more than just name or theming or whatever. So get this.
Okay, I'm listening.
The Raven, Edgar Allan Poe's story, was first published in 1845. Holiday World opened The Raven exactly 150 years later in 1995. Edgar Allan Poe died mysteriously on October 3rd, 1849. The final approval for the name of the Raven roller coaster was given 145 years later on the same day.
Wow.
That's weird.
It's kind of like those.
What a coinkydink.
Yeah, coinkydinks, like, the Kennedy assassination and the.
Oh, yeah, and Lincoln's.
Yeah.
There's some similarities.
Lincoln was shot in Ford Theater and Kennedy was shot in a Ford.
Yep.
Those kinds of things.
Yep.
The last sighting of ravens in southern Indiana was 1894, exactly 100 years before the construction of the Raven roller coaster.
Okay, that's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
There's the station for the Raven.
Yeah, it looks like the house.
Yeah.
The Psycho House or
something.
something.
The Psycho House.
Nevermore.
Nevermore.
Nevermore, that's right.
That is kind of cool.
That's probably what you'd say after you wrote it. Huh?
Nevermore. It's still there. It's in Indiana. It's on Christmas Boulevard in Santa Claus, Indiana.
That's right. It's Christmas all year long there.
Wow. Holiday World and Splash and Safari is a combination theme park and water park located near Interstate 64 in Santa Claus, Indiana.
Yeah, I've driven through that area several times, but I've just never stopped there. I've wanted to and just ran out of time, on the way to Cedar Point or something.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So that's an interesting roller coaster
is.
for sure. And then I think I had one other little fact I found I thought was interesting.
What do we got next there, Justin? Jason? Sorry.
Who's that?
The other J person.
Yeah, too many J's. So, let's take a trip to Magic Mountain. Six Flags. Yeah, magic anything.
Yeah, anything magic's awesome.
Magic shrooms. I heard you like those.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Every day.
I don't even know what to say to you two.
There's nothing that needs to be said.
Yeah. That's a magic carpet. I love magic carpet.
Right. You put magic in front of everything and it makes it better.
It makes everything better. Then you got magic bacon. And then,
Ooh,
whoa.
You're blowing my mind.
I know, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna make a product saying magic bacon and watch it just fly off the shelf. Literally, because it's magic.
I don't even, wow, my mind is just so.
Officially blown,
Yes.
right? Thank you.
Kind of like
Thank you
that
very
guy's
much.
head on fire in the hole.
Oh.
We're trying to get that story to the next level.
Yes. Wow. Decapitated.
Somebody is going to tell that.
There was an alien sitting next to him, actually. That part didn't make the papers. It was a cover-up.
It was his laser gun that blew his head up.
Yeah, the alien had a laser gun.
It just went off.
Yeah, right.
While he was cleaning it.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. As Steve eats more candy.
Yeah, eat more candy.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, just to let everybody know, I'm addicted to espresso. No, she's saying he's trying to take it away
there's a
from him.
spat going on.
Yeah, okay. Espresso bean, chocolate covered espresso beans. And they're good.
They're pretty good.
They are really good. I'm sorry. I won't take any more, I promise. Not until after we... Classic Rock Coffee Company is locally owned and started right here in Southwest Missouri.
Don't let the name fool you. You don't have to like rock and roll to enjoy Classic Rock Coffee Company. But it couldn't hurt. Regardless of your favorite pick-me-up, Classic Rock Coffee Company has got you covered. Traditional drinks, flavored drinks, protein shakes, hot teas, and smoothies. Are you hungry? They've got great coffee and a great menu. Yes, they serve food too. That even includes keto. There are so many drinks to choose from. What are our favorites? Well, for me, anything chai. My absolute favorite is the Cheesecake Chai Tea Frappe.
And mine is a toss-up between two frappes. The Mocha Coca and the Sweet Emotion made with chocolate and caramel are both off the hook. Classic Rock Coffee Company is located at 1230 U.S. Highway 60 in Republic, Missouri.
Let them know the two Tenderfoot tourists sent you and get a special discount. And now, back to the podcast.
Okay, where are we going now? Magic Mountain.
Six Flags Magic Mountain.
In California.
California, yep. Just like 30 minutes or an hour or something north of LA. Mm-hmm. So pretty well known park. They have a roller coaster there called Goliath.
Okay.
And it's pretty tall. It's 250 feet-ish tall, something like that.
Give or take.
Give or take, yep. In 2001,
this is a fairly new one.
Fairly new, yeah. There was a lady riding the ride and she suffered an aneurysm.
Oh, how
on the
horrible.
ride, yeah. Now I've actually rode this roller coaster and I distinctly, several times, I remember, after the mid-course brake run, there was a part on the ride when they had a helix. That spun you. It was notoriously fast to the point when the ride first came out, they actually had to slow it down even more on that part because people were blacking out.
Wow.
Because of the G's.
How many G's was pulling, yeah.
That's the only ride I've ever rode where I saw spots. Like,
wow.
While I was riding it. Well, I take that back. The other ride was at Disney World, the Mission Space there. There's a ride there.
That one's fun.
Did you ride the intense side? Or the non-intense side?
I don't think it was.
I don't know.
I don't know. All I know is.
I can't imagine us riding the intense side.
No, I can't either. That's the one where it simulates like you're going into space and stuff like that. That thing is amazing.
Yeah, it's fun. I rode both sides. This last time I rode the non-intense side because me and Sarah both, they have people watching while you're riding. I thought I was going to pass out on. I was like, I am barely holding on to being conscious right now.
Well, to this day, I don't know how they make it simulate like you are like taking off and you're in outer space.
It's one of those things that spins like they do the training for actual astronauts.
Is it really?
It's just you're in a room and it's just a thing that spins you in a circle really, really fast.
It really does a number on you. Yeah, but
so you did ride that one? I mean, it did?
Not a number on you, like as in, like it really tricks your mind to thinking that like you've entered space. Mm-hmm. That's what I mean by it. It really does a number on you. That's what I meant by it.
It pulled the G's, like, to the point of, I really thought, like, I may not hang on this one. And I remember walking in because you see like the screens where, and that's probably what they're watching for is people to just, lose consciousness. Yeah. Because
eyes roll up in their head.
Right. There was a little kid that rode that, not too long after it opened and I think he died afterwards, but they blamed the ride and I don't think they ever successfully proved it, but he died shortly after riding it and blamed it because it was so intense and something happened with his head or something. Yeah.
Okay.
So
anyway, what road were we talking about?
Goliath.
She had an aneurysm?
She had an aneurysm on the ride and like I said, I could see people having problems because I saw spots.
Right.
When I rode that. So, she was a 28-year-old woman. She died of an aneurysm in June 2001. And so, now, after the park closes at night, guess who hangs out at the roller coaster?
Oh.
So, the story goes, she calls the security office from the ride. So, I read a little bit about this one, I remember.
Oh, that's creepy.
Last week, yeah. They have a little phone at the bottom of one of the supports. A call gets placed from one of these phones that are supposed to be on the ride when nobody's out there. And then you answer it, the security guard or whoever answers it, and it's all static. And supposedly it's this woman who's, just playing games because she's, haunting the roller coaster. This story says, and this story was printed, I think this was in like the Orange County Register or something. I picked it up from a newspaper.
Oh.
She expresses her presence by calling the security office, here it is, by calling the security office from the ride and scares the guards by responding with static once they pick up. And there's nobody there to make the call. The guards investigated this one time, but there was no one around when they reached Goliath, where the phone was, underneath the roller coaster. They reported an uneasy feeling, which is why they left quickly and never came back. So there you go. Yeah, totally.
Oh, wow.
Sounds like time for a nighttime outing.
Yeah.
You guys want to go to California tonight?
Yeah, let's do that. It only takes 24 hours.
Ish, yeah.
Ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have enough time to get back to work.
No? Oh, okay. I see how you are.
know.
Wow, that is creepy.
That
That is
there you
really,
have
really
it.
creepy. That was Goliath.
There's another roller coaster there. I got two more for Magic Mountain.
Oh, okay.
That's called Colossus. Now, the thing is Colossus doesn't exist now in the same form that it did when it was built.
Mm-hmm.
So, remember last time when I was talking about roller coasters, I told you about Rocky Mountain construction. They take wooden coasters and they kind of transform them. Well, that's what happened to Colossus.
Okay.
So when it was built, it was...
That's a wood roller coaster, right?
Yeah, it's a real famous one. If you've seen pictures of like California roller coasters, that's likely one of the most photographed.
It's National Lampoon's. It's the ride they were riding
that's
down,
what I was just going
right?
to say. It's Wally World.
Wally World, yeah.
That's the one they're riding. So, it got transformed, so it doesn't look like that anymore, but you'd still recognize it if you saw it. So,
okay.
Supposedly, around Colossus, and I think it's called Twisted Colossus now, I think is the name of it, there is a ghost of a little kid, a ghost of a child in a striped shirt that has been seen at night running underneath the supports of the roller coaster. Cold spots and eerie presences have been felt there as well as the sounds of ride and machinery working when the park's closed and no rides or machinery are operating.
Ghost tours definitely should happen at this place.
Let's go ride Colossus, yeah.
There you go, let's go
night.
ride Colossus. At night,
And again, why is this little kid not showing up in the daytime? He only shows up at night.
Right?
Yeah, when the park's closed and nobody can see him.
Yeah, you make a really good point that you never have ghosts appearing during the daytime.
Or
It's
when
always
millions of people can see.
Yeah, exactly.
So, take that for what it's worth.
All right.
One more.
They'd probably say he was shy.
All ghosts are shy.
Yeah, apparently so.
Evidently.
Okay, so then there's another roller coaster there at Magic Mountain. It's called the Revolution.
Okay.
First modern roller coaster to have a loop on it. A safe one.
I getcha.
Yeah. So, when riding the Revolution, many have heard the hysteric screams of a woman.
Okay.
I wrote it several times. I've never heard it. I mean, I've heard people screaming, but, I could explain them because people were screaming on the ride, so I don't know. But, while she's never been seen, workers believe that the screamer is a part-time employee who was killed when crossing the tracks of the ride in 1996. So not too long ago.
What was she doing crossing the tracks? I'd like to know.
Who knows? I mean,
who knows?
Could have just been fooling around thinking she was
picking up somebody's ball cap.
There's those stories.
There's those stories, yeah. Six Flags has one like that.
That's happened 2 or 3 times. The worker, this lady, was struck by the train as it returned to the station, flying beneath the coaster and dying from major injuries.
Wow.
So, as tempting as it is, don't cross the roller coaster track. When you're at Silver Dollar City.
Yes.
See, that's the thing that has really bugged me about the ones that I have read. They've talked about the fact that majority of these people that did get injured, not all, but the majority, were doing something foolish.
Right.
Yeah.
They were breaking the rules or not wearing
at
the
work,
restraints. Or
when I worked at one of my previous jobs, we called those ID10T errors.
What does that mean?
We'll write it down on a piece of paper.
Oh.
Write down what I said, ID10T.
The
number 10 and the letter T.
Phil, that's like the second time I fell for that joke.
Hey,
like 2 years ago, someone did that one. I'm like, what in the world is an ID10?
It's an ID10T error. Did you know the word gullible is not in the dictionary?
That's amazing. I did not know that. It's amazing what you learn.
Yeah, see.
I can share that with
my
friends.
Remember Jeffrey said that to her when she was younger?
Yes.
And she goes, really? He goes, yeah. And a little while later, he goes, hey, Olivia, did you realize? He'd said it to her again. She goes, really?
I've had people go look it up before.
Oh my God.
And they'll be like, it's in there. I'm like, oh, I guess I was wrong.
You're wrong, man.
Yeah, how about that? They must have changed it.
They must have changed it. It's kind of like ain't. It entered the lexicon,
Ain't's a great word.
Ain't. Yeah. Ain't
when we were kids, I remember being told by teachers, ain't a word, so don't use it.
Yep. Nope. Ain't is part of my heritage. My hillbilly heritage.
That's right.
Like y'all.
Y'all. Yeah.
Yuns.
Yuns is what it was.
Yuns.
Yuns.
Is it Hillbonics?
Hillbonics. I like that.
Hillbonics.
That could be a T-shirt right there. I'm going to make a T-shirt that says, I know Hillbonics. Y'all.
Two Tenderfoot tourists.
Two Tenderfoot tourists.
Yeah, I can remember my granny saying there was a gully washer down in the holler, son.
Yeah. There you go.
Really did.
Yeah. That's nothing. That's normal around here.
Yeah.
So, what we just got done talking about? What ride was that?
That was, Colossus. No, I'm sorry. Revolution. Magic Mountain. So we did Goliath, Colossus, and, Revolution.
Yep.
Yeah. How about Kings Island?
Let's go to Kings Island.
Okay. Kings Island. This is in Cincinnati.
Now, you sent me an article with Kings Island with a few of the
I did. I sent you a couple of those.
Yeah, and that's a spooky place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They actually have a cemetery on their property.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy, right?
Right.
It's like you got the cemetery and you got this interstate and you got a parking lot and it's right there.
That's right.
And I'm like, what?
A lot of people don't know it's there.
I wouldn't have known it was there unless it was pointed out.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
That's so odd.
It's got like 100 graves there, but only 50, or like I don't know, like 100 graves there, but only 50 of the headstones have actually survived.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like really old.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, so Kings Island.
Kings Island, yeah. So probably the most famous one is this little girl. Now this isn't connected necessarily to a ride or anything like that. She's just there.
They're thinking that maybe, I'm thinking that it was a child that was there well before
the park showed up.
Park showed up.
Right,
yeah.
right. So, little girl, is there supposedly with several other ghosts. And let me see. This is from the Weekly View on May 16th, 2013. So this was an actual article. I pulled this from too, just a, little feature story kind of thing.
They can look it up themselves.
That's right. That's right. Little girl's spirit is said to haunt Kings Island along with several other ghosts. The girl has blonde hair, blue eyes, and wears a pretty blue dress.
Right.
So she likes blue.
Yeah, she likes blue, yeah. It's supposedly the dress and the outfit is very reminiscent of a different age.
A different era.
Era, thank you. It's an era dress like Frontier sort of supposedly.
Yeah.
Is that what I read?
I think that's right. Let's see. I'll keep reading. She's been seen playing around the waterworks area. I think that's maybe their water park or something, and scares tram drivers by playing hide and seek with them after the park is closed. Now I don't know, this might be old because I don't remember them having trams anytime I went. We always walked, and it was a long walk to the parking lot from the front gate. She is thought to be buried in the cemetery that's located between the parking lot and the campgrounds on Kings Island property. Another ghost haunted the observation deck. Were you laughing at that?
No, I had a cough. I'm listening.
It sounded like you were laughing about the little girl. I'm like, what's funny about...
I thought he was laughing.
Yeah.
That was kind of wrong, Steve.
Yeah, because we are not going to offend anybody on this broadcast.
No.
No.
Nor scare. Go ahead.
Okay, right. So, there was another ghost that, I think you were talking about this one earlier, Steve, that haunted the observation deck of the Eiffel Tower. So they have a replica. Yeah, sorry. They have a replica of the Eiffel Tower. It's, 300 or 400 feet tall. Like the real one's like 1,000 feet tall or something crazy. So you can ride an elevator up to it, and it's just like a little observation deck. It's kind of cool. I mean, you can see a long ways from that high up, obviously. So, this ghost is thought to be the spirit of a young man who in a drunken stupor, that's a word I like to say a lot, stupor, and especially if you put drunken in front of it.
Oh yeah, they're like synonymous, It's stupor and drunk. They just seem to go well together.
They do.
It's kind of like peanut butter and jelly. It's kind of like peanut butter and chocolate.
Wow.
Drunken stupor.
Drunken stupor. Stupor.
No.
Maybe you're in a drunken stupor.
I could be.
Like it.
Drunken stupid. Go ahead.
So, thought to be the young man who was in a drunken stupor, and he tried to climb the tower, and he ended up falling to his death. He's the one that maybe still hangs out there. And I read other articles that his death was not probably the most pleasant.
Yeah, they said that he hit one of the counterweights going down, and he got dismembered and mutilated on the way down. I'm like,
on the cables, is that
the cable system for the elevators? Yeah,
that's sick.
Yeah, but it's like, but I also heard that this story about what happened to him had got like, it started to snowball and basically become like really...
His head blew up.
Yes. It's like aliens came down, dissected him, and threw him back down the shaft, you know. I mean, it just got a little crazy, but yeah, I heard it was not a pleasant thing for him at all.
Yeah. You remember that scene in The Naked Gun when they're... Have you seen the movie The Naked Gun?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good grief.
It's one of the greatest movies ever.
Yeah, there you
Remember
go.
that scene when they're talking about, manly ways to die? And they're trying to one-up each other, and I don't remember the whole scene, but one guy goes, getting stuck in the gears of a combine. That's how I want to go.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess somebody could say, getting mutilated falling down the Eiffel Tower at Kings Island. Now, that's a manly way.
That's a manly way to die.
In a drunken stupor.
In a drunken stupor, yes.
So anyway, he still supposedly hangs out at the... So again, here's the question. So if this guy in a drunken stupor... climbs this, 400-foot tower because he's wanting to impress his friends.
Which is impressive when you're a drunken stupor.
Well, there's a lot of impressive things, we could discuss. And he falls to such a horrible death.
Right.
What's he want to still hang out there for?
No joke.
Wouldn't it be like bad memories for him?
Unless he could remember it because he was in a drunken stupor at the time.
Well, that's true. Oh, that's a good
He
point.
woke up and he's dead. He's like, whoa.
What just happened to me?
What just happened? I
Yeah.
got a terrible pain in my neck right now.
Other places too.
Other places
Yeah.
too. Why do I feel so bad?
So, sometimes you hear the whole ghost story thing. Oh, and they want to, they love this place in life, so they're hanging out there, in death or whatever. This guy, he loves the Eiffel Tower that sliced him and diced him. I'm going to stay here for eternity.
Yeah, let's stay here. Yeah, gosh, that makes a good point, yeah?
Memories.
Right. So what was his name?
I don't think I have his name. I think one of the articles did, but I didn't write it down.
Someone said his name, and then when something weird happens or a malfunction happens, they actually
blame
they blame him and they give it the name that I think it was like a Jeffrey or something.
I
like
don't
that.
remember. Yeah, probably, but she'll find it for us.
Sandy will Google it. No, she's not Googling.
Okay.
She's on Facebook. She's too busy.
not.
Yeah, she is. She's on Facebook. She's on Instagram, and she's telling everybody on Two Tenderfoot Tourists that we're an awesome podcast.
These two idiots won't shut up. I can't get rid of them.
It's like, Two Tenderfoot Tourists is sponsored by Escapade Design. Does your small business have a mobile-friendly website, or is it outdated?
Perhaps you're concerned that your website could be hacked.
Prepare to sleep well tonight.
Escapade Design is the perfect one-stop shop for building or renovation of any small business website.
The programmers use the latest in technology for the best security and usability.
And they'll work tirelessly to give you everything you want in a website.
Visit escapade.design for your website needs.
Need an example of their work?
Check out our new website, twotenderfoottourist.com.
Then go visit escapade.design and start your new adventure in business today.
But a drunken stupor climbing up the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
My goodness. I mean, he was probably trying to impress some girl.
I believe I remember it was the whole thing of friends were watching him and he was trying to show off.
Yeah. Now, I show off, but I don't go to that length. I just humiliate myself.
I just go on podcasts.
There you go. You're welcome.
Yes. No, you're welcome.
Okay, so what's next?
Okay.
I just have
Go
to
ahead,
ask,
yeah.
is going on a podcast the middle-aged equivalent of Hold My Beer?
Ooh. Deep thoughts. By
That
Sandy.
is. Wow. That's a very good question. I think it's safer than getting a motorbike.
For you, yes.
Yeah, that's true. How about you?
So I guess we're living through our midlife crisis.
That's
then.
fine. It's better than a sports car.
Well, yeah. Here, hold my beer. I want to talk about something else.
Want me to hold that beer for you while you talk about something else?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, remember the Beast?
Oh yeah,
Roller
I remember
coaster.
the Beast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember, that's the earthquake.
Right, that's the beast, and then there was the son of beast.
Yeah.
The Beast, which is now the Banshee.
Banshee. Look at you guys.
Yeah.
We
I'm
learned
impressed.
stuff.
Yeah, it's stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, so remember the Beast is the one they built in the 70s and it shakes like unbelievably.
Right.
It's just awesome.
But people
You
continue.
love it. I started saying you love it.
I love it's the best.
It is the best.
I drive 12 hours just to go get shook.
Yes, you did. Yes, you told me about that.
Yeah, it was good. So, this one's not super long, and this is honestly not one of my favorites, but supposedly the Beast has its own, shall we say, beast.
Okay.
Haunting the roller coaster
You mean like a monster?
I guess. Here's all it says. Riders claim to see glowing eyes in the woods located near the ride, but it's often said to be the spirit of a visitor who died while riding the roller coaster.
Really?
I don't have any more details than that.
Oh, sometimes it's more fun if there's not as many details.
Because then you get to fill them in.
Yeah.
And you get to make them whatever you want.
Hence his head exploded. And
right.
Yes,
aliens
that's
with
right.
lasers. Yes.
Yes, that's how those stories started. Because you're adding to them.
You realize you're holding alien technology in your hands.
And
the only reason we have
so
cell
happy.
phones is because of extraterrestrials.
I thought it was Tesla. Tesla was an alien.
He might have been a shapeshifter lizard guy.
That's what I heard.
Oh, that's what I heard. Wow.
Yeah, he might have been one of those lizards, so we'll see. Lizard people who are gonna kill us all.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know what is so funny about this episode, or even the previous episode about roller coasters and theme parks and amusement parks, is that Halloween is pretty much a 365 day a year if you want to be spooked out or creeped out by these park rides.
Right.
I mean,
you're talking about like rides that theme themselves after like scary stuff?
No, what I'm trying to say is
the stories behind
the stories behind them, you know?
Okay,
I mean, it's like if you want to go there and you're thinking about the fact that, you know, there's a ghost that wanders around the park and stuff like that and scares you, then you know what? Halloween never has to die. It's always
never
there.
ends.
That's it. So anyway, I'm just playing it up. There you go.
Yeah, good work.
Thank you.
That's what's your show.
That's right.
Good job. Let's see. Okay, still at Kings Island. Oh, Racer Boy. I forgot about Racer Boy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Racer Boy. Racer Boy.
That guy too.
I'm the Swedish chef. Go ahead.
My kids officially love you now.
I love the Swedish chef.
So do they. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Did you see, have you seen the Muppets show at Hollywood Studios?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the chef's pretty good.
Yeah, yeah, I
Ends
love
up blowing
that.
the whole theater.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Okay, so Racer Boy. So there's a roller coaster at Kings Island called the Racer. It was built in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
And it is credited as being the one roller coaster that kind of restarted the whole roller coaster revolution, you know, kicked it off.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Very cool.
it was so popular and it did so well that every park wanted a roller coaster like that. And here we are. Everybody's trying to top, you know, the last one that was built. So you can blame the Racer for that. So Racer Boy is reputed to wander around the park. That's another word. I like
Reputed.
Yeah.
Reputed.
This article is good. I mean, drunken stupor and now reputed.
No, you know what? What would you call those golden words?
Top shelf words.
Top shelf words.
Yes.
Let's go with that.
Yeah, I can't
like
take
that.
credit for that, but top shelf words. Those
All
are
right.
the words that you should only reserve for the moments that truly, you know, require a top shelf word.
Wow. Okay. Top shelf words. So we got drunken stupor, just the
Drunken stupor.
And reputed.
Yeah. And reputed.
Yes.
Okay.
So, reputed, this Racer Boy, is reputed to wander around the park near the Racer roller coaster. He's most often seen dressed entirely in white, and his presence startles guests who often alert employees about a very realistic looking child wandering alone too close to the coaster. So you see this little kid, you know, out playing where the track and the supports are. You'd probably be like, hey kid, you probably shouldn't be there.
And then
So they get worried.
poof, he's
And
gone.
poof, that's right, yeah. The story goes that 2 of the 4 cars on the Racer roller coaster ride originally belonged to a ride at Coney Island, which is in New York, called the Shooting Star. Legend claims that a long time ago, the body of a young boy was found dead on the tracks of the Shooting Star, killed by the train cars. The little boy had been seated alone in the back of a roller coaster when it pulled back into the station. He was gone. What happened to him?
What happened?
A search ended with his body being found in a valley of the track. Racer riders report seeing Racer Boy standing alongside the tracks and the tunnels of the popular ride. Curiously, while the Racer is one of the oldest rides in the park, with ride components actually predating the park, Racer Boy sightings weren't reported until the early 1990s.
Racer Boy, right?
Racer Boy, yeah.
I keep wanting to say a Racer Boy, but Racer Boy.
Eraser Boy.
Yeah, a Racer Boy. A Racer Head, a Racer Boy.
Yeah.
So, now what ride was this again that he was?
The Racer.
The Racer. And you said that is like well known as the ride that actually started the roller coaster race, if you will, you know, of different models and upping the ante, I guess.
Fun fact, that roller coaster actually showed up in an episode of the Brady Bunch.
No
Back
way.
in the day.
Really? Yeah. Wow, it's been around that long?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Huh.
They went to Kings Island.
Did
I think
they?
in one of their episodes.
What did they call it? Kings Island
I think
in
they
the
did.
episode?
Yeah, because I think
It's been
weren't
so
they
long
supposed
since
to be
I
in
watched
Ohio?
that.
I know, but I only saw it in reruns. But
Yeah.
weren't they supposed to be in Ohio? The Brady Bunch, actually?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Sandy will find out.
Did you know that home just recently sold? The one that was the exterior?
I think I did hear that.
Yeah.
I would totally buy that house. I love that house.
Totally.
We went to, when we were looking for houses this last go around, we went to a house, not far from where we're at in Battlefield in Southwest Missouri, and it was like walking into a time warp.
Oh, really?
It looked like the Brady Bunch house in a lot of ways. It had the sunken living room where you had to walk down a
from
stair.
the entryway down.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And it had a spiral staircase. It had a kitchen that was like a box, and it was all open, and there was a bedroom kind of on top of the kitchen where you had to walk up the spiral staircase to get to it.
Nice.
And it was like every 70s cliche you could think of was in this house. The stairs, that were open, they were just the...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. And the
nobody
avocado...
knows because I'm describing this with my hand, and they're like, what is he saying?
Did it have like countertop and the cabinets? There was avocado green.
I don't remember. Probably
in the banana yellow refrigerator and stuff like that.
It was almost creepy. Like you literally like walking into a house
Wood
that
paneling.
time forgot.
Oh yeah.
Like it was just froze
shag
in
carpet.
the 70s. Yes.
Yes.
It was just froze in the middle 70s, and it was. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I had to stop and think about it for a second. Do I want this house?
Well, and on top of that, it's like, do you think I could sell tickets if I refurbish?
Right,
It's like, this is like History Museum 101 for 1970s.
I hope somebody bought it and kept it and didn't ruin it, because I still to this day have thought, I wonder if I could go find, I know about where it's at, and I kind of remember what the outside looked like, but would it be weird if I just showed, hey, can I just come walk through your house for a minute?
I just want to see if it's been renovated.
Yeah.
Does it still look 70s with the shag carpet and the wood paneling and the...
Right, yeah. And it's not like I can say, well, I used to live here. No, I just was inside. I want to see it again.
That's not creepy at all.
No, it's fine. Well, it's either that or go look in the window, so I don't know.
That's really bad.
That's that's wrong.
So did you find out where the Brady Bunch lived?
I'm still trying to figure it out.
But yeah, that house, the exterior that you see in the show actually sold here like a few months back.
Seems like I did hear that, yeah.
Yeah. So what were we talking about?
We were talking about the racer, and I told you that it was in an episode of
the Brady Bunch.
The Brady Bunch, yeah.
That's how we get down like rabbit trails and all that stuff.
Well, here we are.
Cool information like that.
I guess. But you have to ask me my phone number. I'd be like, oh no, that's my wife.
Well, the Brady Bunch went to Grand Canyon too.
That's right.
They went to Hawaii too.
Yeah. They went to some ghost town.
Yeah.
They did all kinds of things.
They went to Nixa one year.
Oh, really?
No, I'm kidding.
That's incredible.
I was like, wow,
Did they say Jason Bourne?
Jason Bourne, yeah.
Yes. So I saw that one coming. So,
I've got one, how are we doing on time? I've got one more here.
Oh yeah, you go ahead and do that.
So there is another.
Oh, we didn't do the guy, by the way, in the fight.
We haven't.
So we got two.
Okay,
let's
two
do
more.
Yeah, let's do two more.
All right, I'll go quick. No more crazy stories.
No more crazy stories.
Yeah, rabbit trails. Look, a squirrel.
Pretty squirrel.
It's a ghost squirrel.
It's a ghost squirrel?
Yeah. Okay, so the Giant Dipper. This is a pretty famous roller coaster in Santa Cruz, California. This is funny because I don't remember where I got this article from or this little blurb here, so I apologize. I can't attribute. But it says the first death occurred. So apparently...
Oh, the first death. This is numerous.
Right, yeah. One of many.
Yes.
The first death occurred on September 21st, 1924, when a 16-year-old was standing while the train went down, its first drop. He flew forward in front of the train and was instantly crushed to death.
Nice.
Ugh, yeah. Nice. You're like... Oh.
Nice. All right. Now we're talking blood and guts. Go for it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So this guy...
You are off the rails.
What is this guy's off the rails? He's the one standing on a...
Yeah, very good. Well done, Steve.
Swinging it back around. Right. Let's stay on target. Okay, go ahead.
Might be future for you in podcasting.
Maybe.
Walter is his name. Walter is said to haunt the roller coaster and has been observed a number of times by former employees and riders.
Mm.
And here we go, just as we were discussing earlier. The ghost is usually witnessed when...
At night.
At night.
Mm-hmm.
When else?
Without a bunch of people around.
Without a bunch. So after closing, they all see all these ghosts, man. They're predictable.
You know what? I think if their spirits there and they enjoy the place, what a tragedy, because they can't even ride the rides now because the park is closed.
Yeah, like the joke's even crueler on them.
Yeah.
Like, I bet you want to enjoy this, but you can't now.
Yeah. Oh, enjoy the park. Woo-hoo-hoo. Can't ride nothing.
Yeah, Mr. Drunken Stupor. How do you like the Eiffel Tower now? Oh my goodness. Okay.
Who can really take a ghost by the name of Walter serious?
Well,
but anyway.
That's true. Wait till you see one named Jason.
Oh yeah. You got one named Jason now?
Probably soon, yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm gonna haunt this podcast.
Oh, I see where you're going with that.
Walter is said to haunt the roller coaster and has been observed a number of times by former employees and riders. The ghost is usually witnessed at night, after closing, on the back of the train by ride operators. So maybe he's riding it. So maybe he is all right.
So they think they're maybe like running for test runs and stuff, seeing how they're doing it?
Yeah,
maybe
something.
End of the night.
Yeah. So he's hanging out like, now's my chance. I can get on a ride. Tourists have reported sitting next to a boy dressed in older clothing on the ride, and he vanishes sometime throughout the attraction while the ride's going. So
I bet it's at the same point where he stood up and was thrown out, maybe. I'm just saying the irony would be.
Right. That is pretty funny.
Yeah.
He's kind of like Mr. One Way, so I guess he shows up. Along with the sighting of full body apparition throughout the year, so somebody I guess has seen not just part of him, but all of him. Ride operators have claimed to feel a tug on their sleeves or a tap on their shoulder when no one's in the area. So
that's the most fun one yet, as far as the interaction.
Oh, cause
I like the interaction part.
He taps on. Yeah. So maybe he's having a good time.
Maybe he is.
Who knows?
Maybe I'm wrong about it. Maybe he is having the time of his life.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Walter.
One Walter.
Well, while you're getting ready to go
Walter.
to the next one, I tried to find the Brady Bunch address, and all it tells me is where the actual house they used to film was at, which was in California.
Burbank, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm just failing.
Hey, welcome to my world.
I
mine
fail
too.
a lot.
Yeah. So do I. It's tragic.
Okay.
That's going to be a new podcast all by itself about my failure. Go ahead.
Your therapy session.
My therapy session. Everyone, this is my struggle.
Hi, Steve.
Hi. My name is Steve.
We love you.
Two Tenderfoot Tourist Podcast is sponsored by Insurers of America.
Insurers of America is committed to being at the forefront of technology and providing the best possible customer experience in the insurance industry. Regardless of how big, small, unique, or specific your insurance needs, Insurers of America has a policy for you and tops it all off with exceptional personalized care. They enjoy giving you the peace of mind that comes with knowing your insurance agency can help you. Become a part of a family at Insurers of America today.
Okay, last one. This is the one of the most interesting or bizarre stories.
Okay. Oh, yes.
This is your guy.
Yeah, this one is cool.
Okay, so Eleanor McCurdy, he was well known because he wouldn't give up when the police had him surrounded or something like that. And he said, kind of, you'll never take me alive kind of thing, and they didn't.
And they didn't.
Wow.
Yeah, he died in 1911.
Okay, yeah.
And it was right after a bank robbery. No, a train robbery.
Yeah, that's right, a
train robbery.
Yeah.
He robbed the Katy train that ran through Oklahoma. And they actually have a Katy Trail here in Missouri that runs the full length from west to east.
I've heard of that.
Check it out. It's one of the longest walking trails in the Midwest. So anyway, so yeah, he got killed, shot to death.
Right. And they mummified his body, right?
Yeah, you can actually go online and find pictures of him.
Yeah, I found him. And he became a spectacle.
Yeah.
And I remember there was a guy, I'm trying to remember the story because you sent me an article or something on it and I read it a few days ago, but did he not have any family? Was that the thing?
Yeah.
To claim his body?
Yeah, that was, I think, part of it.
So the Undertaker didn't know what to do. So the body was mummified and he made him a spectacle and he charged people money. He said, you gotta go, if you want to see him, you gotta go put a dime or a nickel or whatever in his mouth.
Wow, I don't remember seeing that one.
Yeah, that's jacked up.
I don't remember that one, but that is jacked up.
That is pretty jacked up, yeah. So, and apparently, he went on tour or something. Like he got taken to, I want to say like as a sideshow type exhibit or something.
Right, exactly.
Well, anyway, so that's a little bit of background on this.
So he went on a tour.
He went on a tour, yeah, posthumous. Is that how you say that?
I don't know. What is that?
After death.
Posthumous?
Yeah.
I never heard of that word.
Oh, it's a word.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
It's right next to gullible in the dictionary.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Then it can't possibly exist.
Right. Okay, so, well, I'll just read this. This is again from the Ripley's Believe It or Not, Amusement Park Oddities and Trivia. This is one of my favorite things in this whole book. What was thought to be a wax figure of a hanged man in a funhouse turned out to be the preserved body of Elmer McCurdy, who was killed in a 1911 shootout.
Mm-hmm.
Workman at the Pike Amusement Park. Where was that at again? Was that California?
Yeah, that was California, I believe.
Okay.
Hold on, I got it right here. That was in Long Beach.
Long Beach, okay. So at Pike Amusement Park in Long Beach, discovered the truth in the 70s when they attempted to reattach an arm that had broken off and found a bone.
What's that doing there?
Man, that's awfully realistic.
It's like someone really put a lot of effort in this bad boy.
So
beat that, Disney. That's what I was thinking.
Take that, Walt. How about your little light doing now? So
that's awesome.
So now you got me laughing. So can you imagine? You're in a fun house.
Yeah.
Right. How many people have went through this fun house? I don't know if he's just propped up in a corner or hanging there or something.
I have
And
no
here's
idea.
the actual dead guy.
Yeah, you think it's just a dummy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I read somewhere that he weighed like 50 pounds or something because, they mummified him and took a lot of his insides, I guess, out. But, for years and years and years, you just think, this is a wax dummy. And people are walking by, I guess it's scared, but it's not real. And
Right.
you come to find out one day, oh, this guy's arm broke. Oh, this is a real guy. I mean,
Yeah.
what's going through your head? You thinking, I think I remember they said his body had been coated in wax several times.
Yeah.
And it had so it wasn't like a body like you think of a body. It didn't look real
Right.
from the outside.
Right. It looked like it was like someone had created that and made
Right,
it and sat it
exactly.
up there like that.
Yeah.
He was in there for like 60 years, I believe.
Something
or
like that.
It's been 60 years since
Well,
he died.
Let's see. He died in what? What did we say?
1911. And he was discovered in 1970.
70s.
1970. I think it was like 74, I think is when they discovered his body.
So 60 years?
Yeah. Oh, 76. Sorry, they discovered his body in 76 at the Pike at Long Beach, California. And in a fun house.
Right. So, and you gotta wonder, how did this body make this trip? Cause at some point somebody had to know,
yeah,
that's a dead body. I'm giving it to someone who doesn't think it's a dead body or doesn't know it's a dead body. So
Yeah.
at some point somebody had to know, here you go.
Here you go, enjoy.
Yeah.
That would be creepy,
Yeah.
really. If you were one of the guys that were instructed to go and repair that or
Right.
maintenance it like that, and you pull this arm off, and you're like, oh, that's not good. I'm going to get fired. Holy cow, there's a
Right.
bone.
Right.
Gross.
Yeah. Man, that's jacked up.
Yeah.
That was I love that. That's probably one of my favorite ones out of
Yeah,
all
I
the
agree.
ones. Because, that was like,
You can't make that up.
no, you can't. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So, wow. Was that the last one?
That was the last one. Yeah.
Wow.
That's all my stuff.
I'm a little bummed out.
Well, I know. This time.
We need to think about what else that we're going to talk about.
Okay. I'm easily distracted, so if you mention this, I'm sorry, but I have to read this.
She says she's easily distracted. Look
I
at us
know.
talking about
Okay.
squirrels.
This is talking
Shiny
about that
squirrels.
same situation. It says it was 1976. Crew members from the TV show The $6 Million Man were preparing to shoot on location
I do remember reading that now.
at the Pike Amusement Park in Long Beach. The plan was to capture Steve Austin riding in one of the cars along the track of a spooky ride called Laugh in the Dark. The
Is
ride
Laugh spelled L-A-F-F?
It is.
Cool.
The ride featured a tunnel in which ghouls, demons, and skeletons would pop up and scare you as your car jolted from side to side in the dark. While sprucing up the set, a $6 million employee spotted a mannequin hanging from a noose in the corner.
Hanging from a noose.
Hanging from a noose.
He reached for the mannequin's arm, and the arm broke off in his hand. Looking at the dismembered limb, the worker was astonished to see what looked like bone beneath the layer of desiccated skin. This was no mannequin. This was a man.
That is crazy.
That
You
is-
got to wonder what's going through his mind.
Right, yeah.
It's like, was this person was someone murdered him and hung him up here?
That's what I would have been thinking, that it was a hidden body.
How did they know that it was this guy right here, that this
I think
bank
they would have
robber?
did some kind of test. They wouldn't have had great DNA testing
No,
back then, but Somehow they had to have figured it out.
I just don't. I'm curious to how they actually investigated that and find out that it was this bank robber.
Maybe they found somebody like Steve and told them, and then he just told a little more. And
Steve put it on a podcast. And
they had podcasts back in the 70s?
Yeah. The guy who...
That's crazy.
Yeah, actually...
Shiny squirrel.
Shiny squirrel.
The guy whose head exploded on fire in the hole had his own podcast.
Oh, yeah. And you know who inspired him was the alien that was sitting next to him with the laser gun.
Yeah, right.
Well, he cleaned it.
While he cleaned it.
Yes.
Crazy aliens always cleaning.
I tell them not to, and they still do it at the most inopportune times.
Oh my goodness. I think we're about done here today.
Until next time, kids.
Yes, until next time. Don't be cleaning your guns.
If you remember nothing else from this podcast, do not clean your laser gun while you're riding fire in the hole next to an alien. Because your head will explode.
It happens every time without fail.
I've seen it so many times.
There's always the warning they have before you go into a roller coaster.
That's right.
I want to ride that ride.
Sign me up.
Oh my god, that is
goodness.
so funny. Oh my gosh. Okay, I think that's a wrap.
I think we officially lost your audience in the last 2 minutes.
Oh my goodness, that was
Your
so
subscriber count just went down.
But I think it might have gained listenership in some other platform somehow.
Well, like they say, any publicity is good publicity.
That's true, even if it's negative.
That's right.
Yes. We established that earlier talking about that ride.
Oh yeah, yeah.
With the nurse.
That's right, yeah. You know what? This was an excellent episode, and I know I always say that, but it's true. It is an excellent episode. It's always a good episode. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, my pleasure, believe me.
And we will sure to have you on again for sure.
Yes.
For sure.
For sure. I'll try not to be in a drunken stupor next time.
Oh, what was the other word?
Repute.
Yes.
Repute.
Yes, you repute. I reputed that you were here in a drunken stupor is what I said.
If you just say, I reputed.
I reputed it.
What do you think that people think? What are they talking about?
Something smell funny over there in the studio?
He reputed?
He reputed? You need to see a doctor. He needs to see a doctor. You know, the reputations and stuff.
That's a good one.
I did a Bush, a George Bush sort of thing. I made up a word, you know. He always makes up words.
I did a Bush.
I did a Bush. A George Bush there.
Yeah, a W.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
bring it down. We got to wrap this thing up.
We got to wrap this thing up. All right. Thank you so much for listening to Two Tenderfoot Tourist Podcast.
October edition.
October edition, episode
number 64. The one about real life spooky thrills, spills, and chills.
Awesome. And if you'd like...
part 2.
Oh, yes, part 2, yes. So if you like what you hear, be sure to give us a 5-star review on whatever podcast platform you're listening to us. You can listen to us on iTunes or anything Google or Android related. Also, if you would like to contact us about this episode or any previous episode before this and tell us what you think of it.
You'll get a lot of contact for this episode.
I know, yes. All kinds of, what about the shiny squirrels and the drunken stupors and cleaning the guns.
Laser guns.
Laser guns
Next
with aliens.
And heads exploding. You're never going to get through this.
I'm never going to get to this. If you'd like to contact us, just simply email us at tenderfoottourists@gmail.com. You also visit our website, and you can find all things Tenderfoot there at tenderfoottourist.com. You can find our podcast there. You can see our photos. You can watch our videos. You know, we also have a YouTube channel. Go and check that out. Be sure to subscribe. Hit that notification button. Every time we put up a new video, you will know about it. And we would love it if you just simply liked that page. And again, we love you and thank you so much. And my name is Steve.
And I'm Sandy.
And until next time,
stay tender.